Hold up. Imagine jumping into freezing cold water and actually feeling amazing afterward. Sounds crazy, right? Well, Blackpink's Jennie swears by it. Hollywood celebrities are obsessed with it. And your social media feed is probably flooded with people screaming as they plunge into ice baths. But here's the real question. Is cold plunging actually the miracle wellness hack everyone claims it is? Or is it just another overhyped trend? I'm about to break down the cold, hard science behind cold plunges. What actually happens to your body? The surprising benefits researchers have found. And honestly, whether you should be doing this or if there are better alternatives. Stick around because some of these findings might shock you more than that. First, ice bath dip. So let's start with why everyone's talking about this right now. Blackpink's Jennie recently opened up to Vogue about her wellness routine. And guess what's at the center of it? Cold plunges. She calls them ning tung, which is actually a traditional Korean practice that's been around way longer than this Instagram trend. Jennie revealed that after those intense dance rehearsals and long performance schedules, cold plunging helps her recover faster and keeps her energy levels high. And here's what I find interesting. She's not just following a trend. In Korean culture, switching between hot saunas and cold pools has been a staple wellness practice for generations. So maybe there's actually something to this ancient wisdom that modern science is just catching up to. All right, let's dive into what actually happens to your body when you take that terrifying plunge. And I'm talking real science here, not just trust me bro testimonials. When you immerse yourself in cold water, we're talking around 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body goes into what researchers call cold shock response. But here's where it gets fascinating. This shock actually triggers some pretty incredible changes. First up, your brain chemistry gets a massive boost. A study found that cold water immersion increases noradrenaline by a whopping 530%. That's the neurotransmitter that makes you feel alert and focused. But it gets even better. Dopamine, your feel-good chemical, spikes by 250%. To put that in perspective, that's a bigger dopamine hit than most people get from their morning coffee. But the real magic happens in your metabolism. Research suggests that regular cold exposure can actually transform your body fat. I'm talking about activating brown fat, the good kind that burns calories to keep you warm. One study found that cold water immersion can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce insulin resistance, which could have protective effects against obesity and metabolic diseases. And here's something that blew my mind cold. Plunging appears to reduce inflammation throughout your body. That's why athletes have been using ice baths for recovery for decades. The cold literally helps your muscles recover faster by reducing that post-workout soreness and inflammation. Now, let's talk about the mental health benefits, because this is where cold plunging really shines. Stanford researchers found that cold water immersion can improve mood, decrease stress, and potentially even slow the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. In one small study of 33 adults, just 5 minutes in cold water boosted feelings of alertness and significantly decreased perceived distress and anxiety. Another study showed that when people immersed just their hand in cold water for 3 minutes, they felt less sleepy and more focused. But here's the psychological aspect that I think is the real game-changer. Cold plunging forces you to practice mental resilience. When you're sitting in that freezing water, fighting every instinct to get out, you're literally training your brain to stay calm under stress. It's like meditation, but with a lot more screaming. Okay, so you're convinced you want to try this, but here's where most people mess up. They go too extreme too fast. Let me break down the proper routine that actually works. For beginners, start with cold showers. Seriously, end your regular shower with 30 seconds of the coldest water you can handle. Work your way up to 2 to 3 minutes over several weeks. When you're ready for the real deal, the sweet spot for cold plunges is between 50 to 60 Fahrenheit. Start with just 30 seconds to 1 minute. The research shows you can get benefits with sessions as short as 2 to 3 minutes, and going longer doesn't necessarily give you more benefits. As for frequency, 2 to 3 times per week seems to be the magic number. More isn't always better. Your body needs time to adapt and recover between sessions. And here's Jennie's approach that I really like. She does jumping exercises before getting in to get her blood flowing, focuses on her breathing, and sets a specific time limit. No hero attempts, just consistent practice. Now let's get real for a minute. Because while the benefits I've mentioned are backed by research, we need to talk about the limitations. NPR recently interviewed researchers about cold plunging, and here's what they found. The hype is ahead of the science. Most studies are small, and we're still learning about the long-term effects. The 530% increase in noradrenaline? That's based on limited research. The mood benefits, also from small studies. This doesn't mean cold plunging is fake. It just means we should be realistic about what it can and can't do. It's not going to cure depression, it's not going to replace proper medical treatment, and it's definitely not going to give you superhuman abilities. What it can do is potentially help with recovery, give you a mood boost, and build mental resilience. Think of it as one tool in your wellness toolkit, not a magic solution. Before you fill up that ice bath, let's talk about who shouldn't be doing this. This is crucial because cold plunging can actually be dangerous for certain people. If you have heart conditions, high blood pressure, or any cardiovascular issues, stop right here. The cold shock can put serious stress on your heart. Pregnant women should also avoid cold plunging. Same goes for anyone with eating disorders, as the extreme cold can interfere with your body's ability to regulate temperature properly. If you have any chronic health conditions, diabetes, or you're taking medications, talk to your doctor first. This isn't just me being overly cautious. Cold water immersion can interact with certain medications and conditions in unpredictable ways. So what if you want the benefits, but can't or don't want to do full cold plunges? Good news, you have options. Cold showers are the most accessible alternative. You can get many of the same benefits with the convenience of your own bathroom. Start with 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower and work your way up. Cryotherapy chambers are another option if you have access to them. They're more controlled than ice baths, and some people find them more tolerable. Even simpler? Try the contrast method. Alternate between hot and cold in the shower. 30 seconds hot, 30 seconds cold. Repeat 3-4 times. It's less extreme, but can still trigger some of the beneficial responses. For the mental resilience benefits, consider meditation, breathwork, or even sauna sessions. The key is finding controlled stress that helps you build mental toughness. So here's my take after diving deep into the research. Cold plunging isn't a magic bullet, but it's not just hype either. The science suggests there are real benefits: improved mood, better recovery, enhanced mental resilience, and potentially better metabolic health. But like Jennie's approach, the key is consistency and moderation, not extremes. If you're healthy and want to try it, start slow. Be safe and don't expect miracles overnight. The most important thing, listen to your body. If it feels wrong, if you have any health concerns, or if you just hate being cold, that's totally fine. There are plenty of other ways to boost your mood, improve your recovery, and build mental toughness. Remember, the best wellness practice is the one you can stick with safely and consistently. Whether that's ice baths like Jennie, cold showers, or something completely different. What matters is finding what works for you. What do you think? Are you team cold plunge, or are you staying warm and cozy? Let me know in the comments if you've tried cold water immersion and what your experience was like. And if you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based wellness content. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and maybe stay a little cold.